Good day, my friends. Welcome back to the channel and to Xplane 12. This video has got two purposes. The first one and the main one, I'm gonna try to fly with the VR controllers. As someone said in the channel's comments, using the mouse, the arrow cursor, might be not so realistic. So I will try to use the controllers, although I'm not so comfortable in using it for main reason. I will try. And the second reason is I wanted to tell you how I personally operate this beautiful aircraft, which is the Airfoillabs Super Kingair 350, which in my opinion is one of the deepest systems-wise aircraft in Xplane 12. So let's get started. It will be a short flight from Rijeka in Croatia to Venice. Here we have 10 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 7, 8 people willing to reach the beautiful city of Venice, having booked this charter flight. So good flight to everyone. And we already prepared the aircraft by loading the fuel according to my sim brief flight plan. And the cruise level is going to be flight level 200 to Nakit. This is the SID procedure we'll follow from Rijeka, runway 32 today, because of the wind conditions. So let's start and set the propellers to full, and let's have the okay, this is the first obstacles that is hindering me. It's my table, so I have to use the beam here to start. Okay, you can see that I'm not so used to use the controllers. Okay. Yeah, the fact is that my room is full of obstacles. I have my monitor and my desk, my table, my stick, my HOTAS. So every time I stretch my arms, I fear I can clash against something. Anyway, batteries on. So we can start engine, the engine number 1. So arm, ignition. Let's see if I can get, no, there's the table, so I cannot go further. Let's try to avoid the hot start, so waiting for the RPM turbine, RPM percent going above 12%, then fuel cut off to low idle. Turbine percent past 50, ignition goes off. Beautiful sounds. Let's close the window. Same with the number 2. Low idle. Good start. Past 50. Ignition off. So we have the inverters on. We can switch to generators. cannot reach them. For example, here I cannot reach fully, so I must use the mouse. Why can I reach the No, there's no way I can operate the generator switches with the controllers. Okay, let's move on. Set our altitude here. So our initial climb altitude is, you know, there's plenty of things I'm doing with the I don't know what I'm doing. That's why I'm not comfortable with those. So our initial, I don't know how you can use those. So our initial climb clearance is 8,000 feet, so set 8,000, and the QNH is correctly set to 1017 hectopascal, and we can so go on with the master avionic powering up, and we have our FS power. Our final cruise altitude would be flight level 200, so we can prepare the pressurization system and set it to 1,000 feet more. So 20 flight level 210 set. The pitch trim is on, and the flight plan has already been loaded, which has been exported from SimBrief, imported via the xplane format. So let's check the state of every switch. We have the auto feeder to be armed. Anti-ice engine is on, and stall warning, pitot, and ice protection auto, propeller protection auto, beacon is on, navigation lights or taxi lights on, and we still have to you see, it's very cumbersome to use this in VR. Okay. It's impossible to reach because I've all my stuff in front of me. So just be a totally free room to use the controllers. That's why I can, with the mouse cursor, I can go where I want. That's a no-go for me. With this plane, and especially with more complex planes like liners and so on. So flaps are not needed, but we can check the functioning. Okay, set flap 0. We also check our surfaces. Good. And what is missing? The bleed air. So automatic. This is automatic temperature control, and the bleed air open. We are not in a VFR flight, so you can set this is to something different than 7000. Okay. U damper on, and let's try the autopilot. So climb mode is preset, altitude is arm. We can check the trim. Trim is in the green range for the takeoff, and our initial heading is going to be 320, so we can set it to 320. Set. I think we are done with the flight preparation, with the cockpit preparation. I can start taxiing. We have to backtrack to runway 32 threshold. What if I put the controllers on my table? They should disappear after a while. Okay, they did. So to brake this plane, I use the beta mode. If I'm taking too much speed, I use the beta in the first stage to slow down the plane while taxiing. I like this plane because you have to really fly a plane. It's not a computer, a flying computer like an A320 or a 737. And it also have a realistic failure mode, which is always present. So you have to be careful in using the throttle, and especially to manage carefully and properly the torque in the ITT for the turbine temperatures. Now the first, when they are low, below 15,000 feet, you have to manage torque because the air is is thick. So above 15,000, 20,000 feet, you have to manage ITT because air is thin, torque will decrease, but you have to manage the temperature, the turbine temperatures. So there are many things you have to manually check, and a lot of things you do by while flying this kind of aircraft. Okay, runway 32 threshold. Beautiful scenery here in Croatia. This is the Map Enhancement mod for xplane 12. It's the freeware version. It's not the Pro, it's the freeware, but it's enough for my IFR flight. Okay. So, back again with those things. Landing lights come on, taxi light off, strobe on. Everything is okay. Auto feeder armed, auto ignition armed, and engine anti-ice on. Okay, let's go. Then we can arm our navigation mode to follow the SID. The SID is following heading of 320 degrees, then make a left turn after 4.5 miles from Romeo Juliet Kilo VOR. Left turn to heading 178 to reach the 264 radio outbound the VOR to Naked. Minimum 7,000, maximum clearance of 8,000 feet. Let's the autopilot manage all those things. So navigation armed. Let's put those down. Now we have to pay attention to the torque. So the torque should not exceed 100%, but the runway is very long, so we can go I can use 80-90% of the torque. I will accelerate afterwards. So power set,
auto feather lights on,
torque 80%,
airspeed alive,
85,
60 knots,
checked.
V1,
Rotate,
V2, positive rate,
gear up,
attitudes check, gear indicates up,
okay, autopilot
flaps
on,
indicates up,
okay, going down with the propeller RPM. Look at the torque is increasing, 1600, 95% torque. Climb mode, it means 160 knots while climbing. Nice view of the Adriatic Sea, beautiful Istria. We are following our SID. As we are climbing, the torque is decreasing because the air is getting lighter. So we can compensate by increasing our throttle to 95-96% of nice 4,000 feet. We can set the auto ignition to the off position in the auto feather to off. If I can reach with the beam, you know, this doesn't work. Okay. So the panel is only the anti-ice engine, which is good. 6,000 feet climbing. Then we can set our altitude to our final altitude, flight level 200. And still managing the torque, we can go further, 95%. You see, torque is okay, propeller 16,000, and the ITT is well below the maximum. Transition altitude is where is transition altitude? Here. $10,000 feet. That's beautiful. Let's have a look outside. So passing 10,000 feet, we can set this to. It's very difficult to use the beam. I should be able. There's the monitor. I can go further. So okay, 1013. Nice. And we can set this volume. Still managing, still dealing with the torque. Landing light can come off. If you don't touch the controls with the points of the controller, it's very difficult to operate them with the beam. That's why I don't like those controllers. The people are okay, yeah, they are. We can also make a coffee run. So on, coffee on. Here we have the UX radar, so we can make two. Anyway, we don't need this. We don't need it now, but it's functional. Still doing too much things, and I don't manage properly the torque, which should be every time it should be at the maximum allowed value. Okay, now this is the maximum torque I can give with the throttle, and so now let's have a look at the ITT. Now ITT is we are ITT limited, so we have to pay attention that ITT doesn't exceed the red mark. What a beautiful view. Okay, we can close this and get to Venice. Procedures. One 305 knots, runway news should be 04 right as usual. 1000 to go. Pay attention to the torque, because torque is going to increase with speed after when a plane is accelerating to its cruise speed, and torque will go up, and we have to manage it again. So airports arrival, we have the Bezocueco arrival, this one. Bazok following this, and we can make also a direct to Laren, and to Laren intercept the ILS. So let's take care of the torque, which is increasing. Speed is increasing, so there's more pressure inside the engine, so engine is getting more efficient. Torque is going up again. And there are proper tables in the pilot operating handbook that at each weight and each cruise level there's a proper speed and torque to keep. we can start decreasing our thrust. Let's keep 90%. And keep an eye to the speed. Should not go up to the barber pole line, the barber pole. And this plane is pretty much fast. You see, ground speed 316. It's almost like a liner. That's at 80% torque. ITT is well down the maximum, 80%. Let's see if it's enough. So that speed is not increasing anymore. So my friends, I don't like those controls. You have to forgive me, but okay, it would be not so realistic to operate the controls, the switches, the knobs with the mouse. But those controllers, to me, it's, you know, it's something you have to care about over the aircraft, over the systems, over the already complicated aircraft systems. You have to care about. You also have to care about those. So, well, pardon. Wow, it's beautiful. I think this is Pula. No, it's not Pula. It's something on the west coast of Istria. Maybe it's Portoroz. At a certain point after Nakit, we have to switch to an odd flight level because of the north-south in Italy. So we have to descend to 190. So vertical speed and going down. This is a step climb required to meet the navigating regulation in Italy. It's we're heading south, so the flight level should be odd. So let's make some calculation at Basel. We should be flight level between 100, 120. Basel is 38 miles from here. So we have to lose 9,000 feet. 3 times 9,000 is 30 miles. At 30 miles we can start our descent. So pretty much now we can prepare this to, we set the minimum, it is 10,000. So it's the 3 times rule, 9,000, 3 times 9,027, so approximately at 30 miles far from Bazog, we can start approximately our descent. We can stop the coffee. Fernie. I don't know what does it mean. Coffee. No, I was wrong. It's not. Coffee was off. Fern is on. I don't know. I will study this later. So 27. Oh, sorry. So vertical speed. And going down. I'm a bit late. So it was a little bit abrupt descent. Let's keep 1500 feet per minute. Let's keep an eye to our ITT, our torque, our speed. After Bazog, we can make a direct to Laren. What about the Kunich's Venice is the same, 1017. Approach is runway 04 right, Zulu. Nice. So we have the glide slope at 3,000 feet after keys off. Drink is missed approach, proceed on runway heading to 5,000 at blah 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 blah. Right, Acado and Old. So the ups our speeds. You always have to be careful and pay attention to all the gauges. So let's prepare. There's a lot of things to do. 109er 9er 5, 109er. That's very difficult. How do you? 109er 85. 109er 9er 5 active, and the course is going to be 039er. So we can, for a moment, we can set the heading mode, change our CDI to VLOC and set our course, prepare our course to 039er. Set CDI GPS back again and navigation. So let's slow down a bit. This is the Venice Lagoon. Let's my room light is faint, so a bit more lights, because my Quest 3 is complaining about the poor lighting of the room. We can go further down to 6,000 feet. This is Chioggia. And let's see if we can do a direct to Laren procedure. Activate approach. Laren 15 distance. We can set this directly 4,000 feet. And prepare the aircraft for landing. Landing lights, taxi lights, auto ignition, auto feather, which is okay. Prop sync, I forgot to set the prop sync. Should have been on during cruise and now off for landing. My mistake. Here the scenery is very, very realistic. We can decrease our descent rate to 1,000 feet per minute or less. We are 8 miles. We have a left turn to Kiev, so we can set Laren is a minimum at 4,000, while Kiev is 3,000. So we can safely prepare for 3,000. Set our QNH, local QNH 1017. still have to care about those. Xplane 12.4.3 will have a new improved enhanced VR compatibility. You will be able to use, maybe I read this, you will be able to use your hands to grab controls and to make things. Hope so. We have a bit high, so down with the vertical speed, down with the throttle. Yes, 5,000. I think we will have to manually put the plane okay, let's see CDI. Okay, approach. Here we are in time. Approach. We were able to stay on the glide. And the glide has been snapping. Is okay, we are below the glide. 180 knots. And now the glide is captured. Venice. Now the glide is captured. We can set our missed approach altitude 5,000. What a mess! What a mess! Missed approach altitude set. Liberty Bridge, the beautiful city of Venice. This is the industrial area of Venice where I'm actually working. My job is something over there. Oh, the speed is lost the control over the speed.
1,000 feet to minimums.
Okay, let's increase our prop to slow the plane. Gear down. and we can
500
fly.
feet to minimums.
We can fly manually. Autopilot off. I have control. Flaps 1.
200 feet to minimums.
$140 down to blue line.
100 feet to minimums. Minimums.
Continue. I forgot to set the minimums, which are not 500, but it was 200. Okay, blue line. Flaps down. A notch. Landing.
$100 feet. 50 feet. Props full. Props full.
Okay, beta. Okay. Flaps up. We can
40 knots.
exit vacate here. Breathe some fresh air. Yeah, there's a VATS in traffic, very nice. He doesn't see me, but I can see him. Let's stop here. Okay, so landing lights come off. It's very difficult to operate. Taxi on, so this goes off. And this is, wow, standby. Is it standby? Yeah. Let's taxi out. Oh, there's some traffic, real-time traffic. This is the default scenery for Venice. In xplane is very good, while the city over there is a freeware package by xplane France. You can find it in the org site. It is free. It's wonderful. Get it if you don't have the city of Venice, historic city of Venice. We can taxi to some minor parking stand, not the main one on the terminal, but one of those in the on the apron. Sorry for the people who have to get on the bus to to reach the terminals. But this is a charter flight. It's not a liner. It's not a main flight to Venice. Nice. Parking brakes on. Let's try to use again those. This fuel cutoff. Fuel cutoff. What a beautiful animations. Okay, we can set them to feeder. And switch off this strobe beacon, this pitot should have done before, stall warning, and the anti-ice, the auto feeder is difficult to operate. Okay. Inverters. Impossible. For me, it's impossible. And avionic master power and battery. I think we are done. Okay, my friends, this is it. Feel free to correct all the plenty of mistakes I made on flying this aircraft, please. And the verdict for the controllers is I hate those controllers. Forgive me if it's not realistic to use the ugly big arrow cursor, but I like it better over the controllers because it makes my life easier, for sure. And they also have battery to recharge, so it's a thing more to take care of. Okay, my friends, thank you as usual for following the channel. I hope you enjoyed this short flight to Venice. It's a beautiful day today, and I hope to see you to the next one. Bye bye to everyone.